really first steps here. Fire it up. You're going to see some splash screens, usual kind of stuff, made with Unity, thanks Unity. And then goes into the sign in page. Obviously at this point, very first thing, you're going to go to sign up. You're going to put in a username and password, and then hit finish. It goes through and it'll tell you that they've sent an account confirmation email that you just need to go into check into email and then verify. And now we go sign in. Logging in, first thing it's going to ask you to do as well is for a display name. So this is just your kind of username. You'll be able to change that as well. It doesn't show up in games and things like that. It'll show up more when you're connecting to other friends once we've got the social network backend going. So let's just call this John. Right. Continue. So once you're in, you've clicked through anything, then permissions, any of those things that you need. You can see now you've got a Game Master mode, a player mode, and your characters list. We'll get to the characters in a second, but first thing is you want to see something on the table. So you can go into Game Master mode, and at the moment you have no campaigns. We've got some pre-made stuff, some samples that you can look at, so click on Copy Pre-Made Samples. Best one here is press on the card samplers. The card samplers you can then rename. Card samplers is perfectly fine. Apply that. That's now copied that existing campaign and all its sessions into your campaigns that you can now look at. We go in here, card samplers, and then press continue. Takes you through, and effectively these are different sessions for the different kind of suits that we've got. Let's go to the print and play, and we fire that up. And that's now downloading the 3D models that it needs, downloads images of the cards that it needs. It's only going to do that once. Once it's downloaded it, that's all cached, and you're not going to need to do that again. What you can do in the meantime as well, while that's downloading, is if you've got, if you're showing this off, and you've got someone else, they can go to our website, go to the menu, Ardent Cards, Print and Play. That has a copy of our print and play cards that you can just throw onto a phone. So as that loads, those cards come up. Hit any of those cards and it comes up as a nice full screen version of the card. So rather than even printing the print and play, which you can also do from our page, you can just go to here, load these on a separate device. So if you're showing this off to a friend or doing that way, gives you that really quick access when you're out. If you don't have the second device, obviously just print out the print and plays. They also work in black and white, grayscale, no problem with that. So now we've downloaded the files. It's going to unpack them, and then we go into the Game Master mode. So here it's going to be pretty small on this screen, but you've got different models here. You go through each one of these 5 here and just turn it on for the Game Master. Click on the next one, press it on, next one, on. And we're going to just use the default kind of first view state of these. So I can show you different variants of models. We're just going to do the very first thing. And from this, now we go up here and we do view in AR. That goes us into an AR mode, which is effectively what the player mode is like. And now, when we point that at the other phone that has, what's effectively a picture of the card on it, you're seeing that. The really nice thing here is I swipe through to a different card, I've got another model. So I can go back there a bit and show you some, another model that's there. Swipe through to the next one, and here we've got an NPC who's giving your characters an explanation of some stuff going on. And then we can go across to something fancy, nice golden dragon. And finally we've got a nice little book, which at the moment is closed. But it's a nice prop, so you can kind of hand around and people can look at this, this nice tome that hopefully they'll be able to open without making the world go boom. So that's really quick first steps to get out of AR mode. You just press on the menu and exit, and then you're back in here. We can quickly show what it's like to open the book. So again, you select a different state, send that to the Game Master mode, go back into AR mode, And now when we look at this, we've now got the book open, and you can take a closer look and see what's on there and look at it. So that's the really fast way of getting augmented reality models on the table, just to get that really first look at what you can do with Ardent Roleplay. If you've got another player now that you want to join in, just showing you what it's like to not just be running it from the augmented reality view from the GM interface, but actually, you know, playing it the way you would play it. You've got another device, somebody else has downloaded the app. They would now go into characters. You've got some existing ones that we've already done here. We create a new character. That lets you enter a name at the top, and in a second the character models are going to show up on the side. They're just loading the background. So I've got a character idea that I've already got. I'm going to call that character Garnalos with a Z, because it's kind of cool, and it's a dwarf monk. So you can select any of those models. It's just going to download it if it hasn't done so yet. That allows you to quickly see that model down here. So you can now see that. You've got two variants of that, different body morphologies that you can look at, different body shapes. That's going to be the monk here. And then I hit create. When I hit create, that takes me into something where I can change the skin tone. I can also create a custom tone on that, so it's a bit of variation that I can change with those. And we're going to have some other options up here that you can do. I save that. That's now selected here. Then I return, and I can see that Garnalos is now the character that's in that list. So now if I go into the normal player interface, again, I've joined a couple of campaigns previously. We used this phone for a photo booth. There's something here around a campaign code. That's how you join a new campaign. So if I go back to the print and play that I'd started earlier, if I go to the top here, that little burger menu, press on that, that gives me a campaign ID, 3842730 in this case. And that's going to change regularly, 3842730. So I go in here, 3842730. I hit done. I press join campaign. That now sends that up, and I've now joined this card sampler's print and play campaign. And you can see on this side, it's recognizing the character model, downloading that, adding that to my list, and that's there. So I can back out of this, and I now have this other character that's joined up here. So now if I join that campaign, that'll now download the files it needs for that print and play campaign. And while we do that, I've got copies of our print and play cards, actual physical copies of our print and play cards here as well. So if I lay those out, I can now, through the GM interface, I'll just lay that here, I can already go through and turn things on for this player. We'll do the journal open. So, yep, already seeing it. That's already showing up here, and that's allowing me to, you know, we've got the text, we've got that building that we saw earlier. What was this one? No, this one's not turned on yet. So go in here, turn that one on. Yep. So now I've got that other dungeon piece. Of course, I've got all these cards really close together, so yeah, if we pick one at a time, I've got that character there. So that allows me now, that player has joined, they show up on my party list, and I can turn models on and off, just as you've seen in our other kind of how to play videos. And that's how easy it is to join a session.